What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Allen, and this is the Movie Minute. This episode of the Movie Minute, we are talking about Ryan Coogler's new genre-bending film, Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan and Hailee Steinfeld. So, if you're looking for a non-spoiler review, let's jump on in. Ryan Coogler is very obviously coming into his own. I mean, this is fairly easily the best film he's made by far, and we'll get into talking about why that is, but he returns to working with Michael B. Jordan, and there is something special there. This film truly is genre bending. I mean, we have this incredible gothic southern tale. It really reminds me a lot of Lovecraft Country back in 2020, which I really enjoyed and I think was fairly underrated. It also obviously has massive influences from Dusk Till Dawn by Robert Rodriguez. This film is so many things. It's very obviously a horror, but it's also a drama, and it's also a bit fantasy as well. It also has deep lore, and I really appreciated that. You can also very much tell that Coogler is taking his African-American roots and really infusing it into the mythos of this story. And that's something that makes it completely unique. Really quick, if you're enjoying this video, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and I'd love to have you a part of this movie community with me. The film centers around twins, Smoke and Stack, played by Michael B. Jordan, who are returning back to their hometown in the South after a period of time in Chicago doing business there, and they come back to start a new club in their hometown. And when they come back, something sinister is waiting for them. That is the gist of the story without any major spoilers, so let's jump in and talk about what I liked. There is a lot to love in this film, but first and foremost are the characters. Coogler really brought something amazing to the screen in the form of character development and dialogue. Every single character in this film is inherently important and inherently unique. And it's really hard to do that when you have as many characters that are involved in this story. I would say, obviously, there's probably 3 to 4 main characters that we're following here, but then there are at least 6 B characters that all massively affect the plot and how our characters journey through this story. And they are intertwined incredibly. The dialogue is quick, it's witty, it's deep, it's layered. There is so much going on here. There's tons of subtext as well as cultural and like situational context for the era of the 1930s. Secondly, Coogler brings so many themes into this film, and they are all realized very well through the story and the characters. There is tons of commentary on race and culture and the 30s and religion and relationships and business. He really intertwines all of these incredibly complicated themes together to deliver us something insanely entertaining. Coogler takes all of those themes and he wraps it up and ties it with a nice bow of music. It ties it all together and he does it masterfully. It's what elevates this film, how the music changes our characters, how it evolves, how it impacts the plot, and the characters relating to each other is complex and fully realized, and it's incredible. Also, the major standout is obviously performances. The performances in this film are amazing. I think this is Michael B. Jordan's best performance of his career. He plays twins. It really gave me a bit of a callback to Adaptation with Nick Cage, where the two brothers were inherently different, and Michael B. Jordan successfully convinced me that he was two people.
You twins? Nah, we cousins.
Which is extremely difficult to do, and he did it seamlessly. Hailee Steinfeld is captivating this, as well as the entire supporting cast. Every single person in this film gives incredible performances. It was so well done. And on top of all of that, it was beautifully shot. This is easily one of the most beautiful films of the year in terms of cinematography, the lighting and the camera movement and the emotional connection that they make with the camera. It truly was a beautiful visual film, and they really captured the era that it was set in. Okay, so I know everybody is talking about how amazingly perfect this film is, and as good as it was, and as much as I did enjoy this film, it wasn't perfect. And I think the thing that really started to land with me is all of these relationships are so rich and deep, but the story itself and where it progresses to, I think, is a bit muddled. I think towards the end of Act 2 and into Act 3, it really kind of lost itself for a bit. The film is very long. I mean, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes long, which is fairly long for a horror. And now, like I said, it's definitely genre bending, but it feels long at points. There were a lot of things going on that just felt a bit outside the realm of disbelief, which is kind of interesting with horror because you're already suspending your disbelief because of all of these fantastical things going on. But there was just some story beats that didn't fully make sense to me in the believability department. I just struggled to really be like, oh yeah, that would totally happen in this situation. From an entertainment standpoint, I'd absolutely give this film a 9 out of 10. It was completely entertaining. I was surprised by how good this film was. I don't think they marketed this film a ton. They really did a late push on it, and I think they probably should have done it a little bit more because it truly surprised me by how good it was. From a critics rating overall, it's easily one of the best films of the year. I think it's going to come back around during Oscar season, most likely in a lot of different spaces. And so I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10 as well. And so average 9 out of 10 for Sinners. This one is going to be my first Oscar bait of the year. I think that this film is absolutely going to get some Oscar buzz down the road. I could see it getting performance nods all over the place. I definitely put money on him getting a directing nod during the Oscar season, as well as music and several other things, cinematography. I mean, from a critical standpoint, this was masterfully done. So at the end of the day, Sinners really surprises. It surprised me. This film is something special, and it's incredibly layered. This film truly is a film that's going to be studied. The depth and the layers of themes going on in this film and the story are very, very well done and very important. This film will absolutely have a huge fan following, and I think it's going to catapult Coogler into the upper echelons of some of the best directors doing it right now, and I am pumped for it. I'm excited to see what Coogler's next project is, which I've heard is X-Files, which, oh yeah, absolutely, I'd love to see Coogler tackle that. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe. Would love to have you on this movie journey with me, and until next time, everybody, peace out.